Minasan, konnichiwa. Happy Valentine Day. Since today is Valentine's Day, I have decided to make a video about... Hi, Mom. I decided to make a video about all the boys I had crushes on from anime. Of course, not in real life because I only had like 1 or 2 crushes at school when I was like in elementary school or grade school. And that was like a long time ago. Since then, nothing. So, alright, let's start with one that a lot of people know. I have it all written down here on my planner. Naruto. Alright? Everyone knows that anime. Can you guess which boy I had a crush on? Every character, every girl in that class had a crush on him. Sasuke. I had like this, I don't know why I had a crush on him. He was such a jerk to everyone in the anime. Yet everyone liked him because he was so cool. And that included me. I don't know why. Maybe because I have like a thing for the guys who are like all suave and like cool. They're just like, they're cool without having to be cool. And that's just kind of like, wow, makes your heart go doki doki. You know, Itachi. Yeah, of course, you gotta crush on the little brother. You gotta have a crush on the big brother. I really liked Itachi. I liked him better than Sasuke, not because he was like super cute, but because he had a great personality. And his story was just so compelling, and I was like, wow, this whole time we have been fooled. And I just remember being shocked that he did all that. Like, he had this master plan to save his brother, blah, 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 and to make him seem like a hero. And that's kind of what made me go like, wow, he's so cool. Alright, next one. Hetalia, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people at least know this one as the crazy anime that has a crazy fandom. Yeah, I had a weird obsession with the anime when I was in like 5th to 7th grade. I had a crush on like all the guys. I don't know why, but I just thought they were all really cool for some reason. And I used to write fanfic about them. Yeah, don't read it because it's really cringy. I wrote it back in like 6th grade, and I promise you my writing is so much better than how it was then. So don't read whatever I wrote about it. It's on my Wattpad, my _Nordic_Greenland. Yeah. If you read those fanfic that I made all those years ago, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I made those and brought those into this world. Fairy Tail. This one's also another popular anime. I really got into this back when I was like in 4th-ish, 5th grade. It was one of the first anime that I saw besides Dragon Ball Z. And I remember I didn't really have like a huge crush on them, but I thought Natsu was really cool. And I think that was because Lucy, right? Lucy. Those two were like so cute together. Lucy and Natsu. Like, oh, maybe he would be really nice as like a, you know. And I just kind of like fell for him because he was like so cool. Like, he'd just pop up out of nowhere and then come and save everyone, and then he'd like stare, you know, the camera would be on him, right? And then he would just like say something so cool while like defending everyone. I was just like, oh, right? And then I recently began watching the final season. I never finished it because I wanted everything to come out, but then I forgot about it because I read the manga. I didn't finish the manga, but I was like really close to finishing it. I had like maybe a book or 2 left, but I remember just watching the final season, right? I'm on like episode 4 or something, right? And I just, Gray, right? Gray, I like him a lot now. He's just like, he's cool. You can kind of see where I'm going with this and like what kind of type I have. But like, he's just so cool. Like, him too, there's just something about the way that he is, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. It just makes you, ooh. I don't know if this is only me, but he's so cool. This one, BNHA, 𝓬𝓘𝓷𝓼𝓽𝓪 or My Hero Academia. Okay, take a guess, right? Han Yaro. That's the, Bakugo's name for him, right? Half bastard. Todoroki Shoto, right? I have a huge crush on him. He's cool too. He's like, I don't know. At first, the first season, I remember watching him, I was just like, who's this guy, right? He was kind of weird for me. I watched it back when it was still coming out, right? That's how I watched the first season, and I watched it with, like, my, this guy who used to be my babysitter, right? But, like, I just remember sitting there and being compelled by the story, not by, like, the boys. So I was just like, wow, Deku is kind of cool, even though he's kind of, like, a crybaby, and, like, he's kind of, like, I don't know. I just remember thinking that Shoto was kind of weird because, like, he was the quiet one and he had that, oh my gosh, that fashion disaster of a hero suit, right? We all know where we're going with that. We don't mention that as soon as you get past that and he, like, finally comes out and then you watch the season after. That was, like, season 2, right? I remember watching the first episode at AnimeCon and being, like, so excited, but then I never watched season 2 because I wanted everything to come out. So then I waited, and, like, only, like, a year and a half ago did I really finish everything, and I just remember being like, whoa, Shoto is so cool. I don't know, there's just something about him. Maybe because I related to him, and I was like, oh, kind of reminds me of me. Like, I get that feeling, and then, like, that whole relatability is what kind of made me kind of fall for him. And I just renamed this video to me fangirling over a bunch of cool anime guys. Shingeki no Kyojin or Attack on Titan. Haha, I have a bunch of posters there. One was from AnimeCon. I got it for free, by the way. It was a freebie. So, like, if you ever go to AnimeCon, there's a high chance that you might get, like, a bunch of freebies. So always be on the lookout and go there early if you can. So we all love and know the clean freak. Levi Ackerman, right? Right, okay. At first, I thought he was so weird because, like, he beat up Eren, right? I never actually fell for anyone at first when I first saw it because I was, like, in maybe 5th or 6th grade when I first saw it, so I was like, ugh. And I started watching it, and I was like, ew, this guy's really weird. He's a clean freak, and he beat up Eren, and he's really rude for no reason, right? And he talks, like, super harsh. But then I started watching, and I kept watching, and then I watched the OVA, the what's it called, No Regrets, and I also read the manga because I was like, ooh, okay, right? And then bam, I was like, huh, this guy's not so bad. He's kind of cute too, right? And then all of a sudden, I just kind of fell for him. And I think a lot of people just fall for him too because he's really cool and he does a bunch of cool stuff, and he's just like, you always see that camera angle and he's, like, saving everyone or something, and he just looks back and he just says something, like, super cool, even though it's, like, really mean for no reason. Like, he can literally call you a, I don't know, a pig or something, and then you can still be like, oh my gosh, he just called me blah 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 blah, right? He's like that kind of guy, and I feel like that's a reason why a lot of people are just like, really though, he's cool, even though he's a total bum. But, like, you know. Alright, next one. Kimetsu no Yaiba. Okay. I recently binge watched this in about 4-ish days, right? I spread it out through the week because I was working on a bunch of stuff, but Tanjiro. Oh my gosh. You can tell, like, you wouldn't have guessed that I would fall for Tanjiro out of all people because I always fall for the cool guy who has, like, a dark backstory and who does something for whatever reason, and he's, like, a total biatch, or, like, he's just mean to people in general because, like, he has a dark past or whatever, right? That's who I usually fall for no reason, right? And then, like, they have, like, some redemption arc later or whatever. Zuko. Unrelated, but Tanjiro, like, he was just, I think the whole reason why I fell for him was because of the fact that he's just so empathetic. He's amazing. Even though his sister tried to eat him, right? He cried for her, and he was, like, saying, oh, it must have been hard for you, and a lot of other stuff, right? And even, he never fails to make me cry. Whenever he fights a demon, he's instead of like being so cruel about it, he understands that they went through something. Even if it's unforgivable, he still will understand them and take the time to really think about, wow, like there's always another side to the story. Nothing is ever black and white. And I think that the reason why I fell for him was because I aspire to be like that. He's such a kind person. And that makes me so, oh my gosh, jeez. Like, I thought I would fall for Giyu, right? Tomioka Giyu, or who else is cool? Sabito, right? He only had like 5 minutes of screen time, but I really like Sabito too. The way that he smiled at Tanjiro made me like, but back to Tanjiro, right? Just the way, it's his personality. I think I'm a person who falls for not just looks, but personality. Personality is one of the top quality things you always want to look for in a guy, because you don't want to like fall for someone who you can't stand, even though they're like cute. Like, why would you put yourself through that kind of thing? I know a lot of girls do that for some reason, like they just date a guy because they're cute, not because of their personality. And same goes with boys too. Some boys go for looks instead of personality, or like a mix of those two. So if you're gonna date someone, go for a mix of personality and looks. You always want to find that equilibrium. And that's where Tanjiro comes in, right? He's not necessarily the best looking guy out there. He's not like Levi Ackerman, right? Or he's not like Shoto or anything like that. He's not like super cute or anything. Like, he is cute in his own way, but like he's not like top tier. Like, you look at him and you're like, whoa, he's so cute, he's so handsome, right? It's his personality. The personality is something that reels you in, and you're just like, wow, that's a guy that I want. Someone who will take care of you, someone who will look after you, or be the person who won't like hate you after an argument. That's the type of guy that I fell for. Oh my gosh, he's amazing, and that's why I just fell for him. I think nowadays I don't fall just for, back then that's what I did. I fell for looks more than like personality. It was like the coolness and the mix of the looks, and that's what I was like, ooh, like sure, I fangirl over that, but in real life I'd want someone like Tanjiro. Like, his personality makes him cute, I think, and that's something that's so important to look for in people. Besides him, there's Zenitsu. I think he's adorable. Like, I have not really a crush, but I just think that he's adorable, and he's just so cute. I think that I would like to be friends with him. And whatchamacallit? Oh, you know 𝓬𝓷𝓼𝓽𝓪 no Seraph? I don't know if anyone has actually seen that. It's not one of the more popular ones. It's called Seraph of the End. The manga's better than the anime, so don't really watch the anime. Go for the manga. But I never really finished it. But I read like maybe more than half. I'm almost done with it, but I just never finished it. But I remember, what's his name? Mikaela. I can't say his name. Mika. That's what what's his name? Yui-chan, right? That's what Mika calls him, I think. I haven't seen this anime or read the manga in like about a year or two, so it's been a while. But I just remember falling for Mika, right? Something that I found is I fall for blonde guys a lot, or like light-haired guys too. Besides the like cool guy with the dark hair, I also like the blonde guys, right? I remember falling for him because he's just cute. He's cool. There you go. There I go again with the whole coolness thingy. Anyway, we have lastly Yakusoku no Neverland, which is in English the Promised Neverland, right? Whew. Before you say anything, I know they're kids, but like, no man, right? No man and Ray. Okay, I was sleeping on Ray, right? Because like, I don't know, like my type has kind of changed from when I was a kid. If I were still old me, middle school me, I would have fallen for Ray, like, off the bat. But this time I fell for Norman, right? Norman, right? Because the way he looks at Emma and the way he's always like making sure she's okay, and the way he treats her is like god tier. If you want a guy, go for someone who has the personality, like 𝓏𝓸, right? Oh my god, he's just, the way that he, my hair is, I don't, the way that he treats Emma is like a queen. Like, oh jeez, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and he's just like, okay, but like, I believe in manga 𝓏𝓸 supremacy. You know why? Because he's absolutely amazing. Okay, spoiler alert. He's like Eren, and he all of a sudden decides, okay, genocide is the only way to fix all our problems in the world, whatever, right? But then at the end of the day, he still cares about his family, and he still cares about Emma and Rei, right? And everyone that they care about. So like, he's doing everything, and he says in this one part, I will gladly become a god or a demon for you, Emma, right? And I'm just like, find yourself a guy who would do that for you. As you can tell, okay, I binge watched the Promised Neverland 𝙎𝙤𝙘𝓚𝓞𝓪 in a day. So that was like about a week ago, right? The reason why I'm so giddy about this is because I just finished the manga about a week ago too. So you know, the crush is still fresh. It's still there, right? And oh my gosh, 𝓏𝓸 is absolutely amazing, okay? He's like, oh my jeez, I don't know how to explain it, where to start. Like, his personality is just, he's kind, obviously, we know that. And I think the whole thing is that he cares so much about his family. Like, this one episode, I can't remember which one, right? He dreams about everyone dying. And then he, whatchamacallit, he sees Emma at the end, and like, she's dead too, like with, you know, the red flower and stuff, right? And then as soon as he wakes up and his siblings wake him up, right? He gives them a hug, because like, just to make sure that they're there. And I just think that's amazing, and that's just so cute and wholesome. Not only that, but he sacrifices himself so that his family can get away. And I like the fact that he doesn't just care about Emma, he cares about everyone else too, because, you know, that's his family. It's not like some other anime guys who are just like, they only care about one person and everyone else is just kind of like, you know. So I just think that's so special. That, and the fact that he's humble. He knows that he's smart, obviously, because like, he literally sacrifices himself, and he's like, okay, I have a plan. I know that Rei is gonna set himself on fire the day before his birthday, blah 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 blah. And then he's like, okay, here's the plan, blah 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 blah, right? And then he knows that if he stays and he doesn't sacrifice himself, then that'll jeopardize the plan. So he decides that he has to put all the weight of his family on his shoulders. That, and in the manga, he does the same thing. He believes that he has to carry everything, right? And I just think that's so beautiful and sad at the same time. And I just think, wow. I should just rename this to why I think 𝓏𝓸 is the best character ever. He's just, oh my gosh. I really, really, really like him. A lot. There's also Rei, right? His character development is amazing. And like, at first I just thought he's one of those guys. He's like Sasuke, but not Sasuke. He's like Gray, but not Gray. Like, I thought that he would be kind of like the generic guy or whatever, you know, like the edgy kid with the dark hair who sits in the corner by himself. He kind of is like that, but like, for a good reason. So I read the manga, right? And I believe that it delves more into his backstory way better than the anime does. So it tells you more about why he's like that. Like, even though he knows that Isabella, his mom, right? Did you know that Isabella is also my name? Don't worry, I'm not gonna ship you out. Okay, anyway. But even though he knows that his mom ships like his siblings out and all that stuff, he decides to put himself to use. He doesn't just give up, and he doesn't live a life of false serenity. He decides to work to save Emma and 𝓏𝓸, even though that means sacrificing his siblings. Like, and he dedicates about like 6 years of his life to figuring out how to break the chips in the ear and like how to escape with his friends or his family, right? And then as soon as 𝓏𝓸, right, he goes and sacrifices himself, that just like breaks Rei, because he spent 6 years working to get to where he was. And I don't think I really realized this because we didn't really see much about that in the anime. Like, it was kind of brushed over, and we just saw the time pass, and we saw Emma, it looked like she was giving up, right? And we just saw Rei in the corner in the library sitting by himself staring at that picture. Oh my jeez. Oh, that made me so sad. But like, I remember crying so much. Okay, anyway. But like, I think I was sleeping on him like a lot. Like, I didn't realize how much he really, really cared for everyone, because it was kind of like brushed over, or because we didn't really see much of that, even though the anime is kind of like 20 episodes long or something like that, right? If they did season 2 according to the manga, I think that would have helped us see how much he changed, because he became more affectionate, I think, and he, like, because he wasn't as scared about losing everything. And I think that's where I was kind of like, wow, he's so cool. Alright, this is a long video of me just talking about anime, guys. Did any of you guys fall for these boys? Tell me in the comments, and why. Why did you fall for these boys? Was it just because of their looks, or was it because of their character development, or their redemption, or was it because they were just cute? Until next time, mata ne!